Hello there and welcome back to my channel, Rover Turbo. In this video it's a Mark 6 Golf video. So the last video it was me putting the chains on, that kind of thing. So in this video I'm going to be putting it all back together. I'm recording this after the video's been recorded. So in this video the car's going back together and the car is going for a test drive. So watch the video to the end. I get quite excited driving it, so spoiler alert, but I take it for a drive, but I'm not going to tell you what happens. So watch the video to the end, watch the test drive, and there's more to come on that. So we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, subscribe, hope you learned something from the video. I'll see you later. Bit more progress. So I put that all back together, the cover back on. It's got in the kit came with a new O-ring to go around the cover, a new O-ring to go around here. There was a new O-ring to go inside the actual cam support, so I replaced all of those, put that back in. That's all bolted back up. Put the PCV valve back on. Just basically wanted to try and seal the engine up as much as I could. So that's all tight and done. The bottom isn't done yet, but as you can see, it's a bit Heath Robinson, but it works. I've got a piece of wood and I've got that supported on the underneath of the engine on this rail here, on the steel bit. So that's obviously supported by the head and stuff, so that's now. Right, so I've got a bit more done under here. I can't remember what I filmed last, but I've got the sump on, silicone that on, got the jack back underneath it, put the tin back on, clean that up, silicone that on, put the new main sealing, pulley on, auxiliary pulley. So this bolt here apparently is some stupid torque, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get to that, because there's a special tool that you lock into here. You have to hold it to be able to do it up. It's something like 180 Newton meters and 90 degrees or something. I've seen other people try and torque them up and it almost looks like it's going to snap a bar. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get it that tight. I shall work that out. So a little bit more work up here. Put this tin back on. There's two bolts underneath there, two Allen key bolts. I think there's supposed to be three. There's supposed to be one in the end here, but it was missing. Doesn't need it. And then the lambda, the vacuum pump, petrol pump. So it came with a new, in the kit, a new seal. That's the old one. Auxiliary belt is on, dipstick tube is in. I can't remember whether I showed spark plug coil packs, but this wiring's just loose at the moment. Fuel pump, vacuum pump, inlet manifold. Not too bad. It wasn't as bad to put in as it was to take off. So most of the bolts are up here, and there's slots in here. You can get extension bars in and stuff to get to the bolts underneath. The biggest pain is the support bracket, the aluminium diagonal bracket that bolts onto the bottom of the inlet manifold and goes down to a bolt just down there. You can see I've got my tool in, and I've just bought a new ratchet. So this is perfect for this because you can put it at an angle. This was, I don't know, 120, 130 quid, including the VAT. But what it's got is it's got a lockable angle. Push this button, it locks in all different angles, both ways. So it means that you can get into more positions. I have got one of these, but it's not lockable. So it's pretty much next to useless, because if you're putting any force on it, the handle just flops about, especially if you're going down at an angle. So Brilliant bit of kit that. This is not ideal situations for this, but it's late on a Friday afternoon. I've been battling trying to get this done, and basically it's back together as much as it needs to be. Everything's connected, it's got oil in it, oil filter. I've disconnected the coils. There's no coolant in it. Connected the battery, we've got all the connectors, all the turbo, everything's done. The only thing that isn't is the heat shield, and the lower engine stabilizer isn't connected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just crank it over just for 10 to 15 seconds just to get a bit of oil pressure up, because obviously everything's been drained, there's no oil in the oil pump, everything's dry. Everything's put together with assembly lube, so it shouldn't be a problem, but I just want to crank it to see if there's any funny noises or anything happens, and then we'll go for a start. And to say I'm nervous is an understatement. Okay, well, it's cranking over. There's no unusual noises. So, let's plug the coils in. What do they say? It'll be fine. This is it even starts. I'm expecting it to start. I don't even know if it's going to start. And obviously there's no fuel in the fuel pump. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bit tappy, but oh my god. But this has got some kind of exhaust cut out on it. Right, there you go. Anyway, I'm not going to run it for too long. So I'm going to put some coolant in it. So I'm excited. Right, coolant. I don't know what, sorry YouTube land, sorry people watching. I don't know what to say. Right, I've got a 50-50 mix of coolant. Put some coolant in it. I'm going to start it up again and let it run. Right, so got it running again. Put some coolant in it. Right, so it's the next day, and I was a little bit concerned about a couple of things which was worrying me. So I heard this ticking noise coming from somewhere. It appeared, but as it turns out, it was the purge solenoid ticking. So it wouldn't do it immediately, then it would start ticking after a while. So they are quite loud. So it's that that's doing it. So I've started it up again, I've run it up, cap's back on there, the level's good. I've put the wheel arch liner back in. I haven't put the small partial under tray back on. It's not a full one on this one, it's just a partial. I've put the tin shield back on that covers the drive shaft, like a turbo shield underneath there. The engine stabilizer bar, 2 bolts, I put those back in. So all that's left to do underneath there is there's 2 bolts that hold the bracket which hold on the support for the exhaust, which go onto the subframe. But as they go into the back, I've tried to get the bolts in and I can't. Obviously I need to pull it and push it about to line it up. So there's only one thing that I found, which is not the end of the world, but it's a bit annoying, is there seems to be a small coolant leak from the, looks like the turbo feed. The feed or the drain, whatever it is, there's a little drip. So obviously the coolant is up to temperature, it's pressurised. So it looks like where one of the banjo fittings on the side of the turbo probably needs a couple of new copper washers, or just nipping up. But this has to come off, this shield has to come off. So I'm not going to do that at the moment. I'm probably going to wait until I get it on the lift just to nip that in the bud, because you sort of do it from the, you have to remove the top feed, pull that out of the way to be able to get to the one on the side. It's quite easy to get to from the top. You might even be able to get to it from underneath on the ramp. So a couple of new washers on there. It's not pissing out, it's a little drip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to box it all back up again. This battery doesn't seem to fit in here for some reason. Well, it does, but then you can't get this on. Maybe the battery's too short, I'm not sure. But because this kicks out like that, it hits here and it doesn't, this doesn't go on properly. So I need to either find another battery, a smaller battery, or just get that in there temporarily, put all this back together, put the cap back on, and then all the air box, and put all the Jubilee clips back on, put the wheel on, and then clean the mould off the seat belts. I don't know if I've shown you this, but these seat belts are absolutely minging. They are all like it. Look, they are disgusting. So probably give the seat belts a bit of a wipe off and then take it for a test drive. So I'll set you up in the camera holder and we'll see. We'll take it out for a small test drive just up and down the road, just to make sure nothing falls off or breaks, and then we'll take it for slightly longer. I'm not going to go very far in it, but so this is it all back together. I need to give this a bit of a clean, so everything's back where it was. All this is all back in, so cone filter in here, so it goes in through the hole there, and obviously all the pipe work, the battery. And this car has a vacuum operated valve on the exhaust, so you can have it shut for normal or you can have it open for loud. So, and this is vacuum operated, and there's a remote, there's a key fob inside the car, so you can open and close it. Right, so that's it then, on the ground, wheel back on. So it's just the plastic under tray that's not gone back on, because I want to check for leaks and stuff. I mean, this thing has been up on jack for, I don't know how long it's been now, but the last time it's actually done this is probably 6 months. We'll be able to move under its own steam. I've got the jet wash out, a bucket of water, and I've just given it a bit of a clean over. Haven't really gone mad with it. So there's a couple of little issues here and there. A little dent there. There's a couple of stone chips here and there. But you know, it has done sort of 110, 115,000 miles, whatever it is. So the wheels need changing. They're not original GTi wheels. I want to get some proper, I think, some proper GTi wheels, and a diamond cut with the scallops in there, painted black. Because I think they tried to copy it, but not very well, and their paint's flaking off that anyway. Sort of a mark there. I mean, this has been used. This car's been used. It's been well used by the previous owner. I think he used it on a daily basis. And all I've done is just wipe the seat belts over. Probably going to need a proper clean. And I've just, as they were wet, I've just wrapped them around the seat, pulled them out as far as I can, and then just wrapped them around the seat, because otherwise you're just putting damp seat belts back into the seat belt mechanism. So this way it can dry. Let me set the camera up and we'll go on a test drive. Right, so here we go, out on the road. Seems to be driving okay. There's obviously a bit of rust and stuff build up on the brakes. Seems to drive fine. Maybe there's something rattling at the back, not sure. So we're up to temperature. So I'm going to give it a bit of beans without the exhaust open, see how it sounds. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is that open? Yeah. Oh yeah. You can definitely hear that now. Wow. Yes, you can meet the national speed limit very quickly. Right, first gear. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's quick. Oh, she's quick. Oh yeah. Oh, she's quick. I don't think the aircon's working though. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, she's got a bit of torque steer going on. Not too bad, but there is definitely torque steer going on there. Right, let's go through this bridge. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm loving this. I should be taking it a bit easy, shouldn't I? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I like this car. Oh, I like this car. It's all running fine, seems to be okay, no unusual noises. Exhaust sounds all right. Needs to be louder though, really. Oh, there you go. That's better. Right, well that's it for the test drive. As you could probably tell, it went quite well. Well, I haven't watched the footage back yet, but I think I got a little bit excited. It definitely goes well. You can get to the national speed limit very quickly. So yeah, I don't really know what it does feel quick, but not. I don't know if it's 315 brake horsepower, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything more you can do to it or anything more if I want to do anything more to it. I don't really want to start pushing it any more than it already is from standard. Obviously it's already been pushed to whatever it is now. I know it's got a bigger turbo on it, but I don't know what else has been done, whether the ECU's been remapped or I've no idea about any of that, so I don't really want to start playing with that. So yeah, successful test drive. The only issue which I may or may or not have mentioned is there's a coolant leak from the I think it's the oil feed or the oil drain, so that just needs a new washer on there, or a couple of new washers, so I'll look into doing that very soon. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now.